Hi, we're the K3. I'm Jen.
I'm Marisa, and you. Welcome to our K-drama chat about Squid Game.
Woo! Yes. If you are a K-drama fan, welcome to our channel. We are K-drama fans just like you. If you are new to K-dramas with Squid Game,
holy cow, just buckle up. Right, so we're going to talk a little bit about the things we loved, the things we found problematic, and also give you some recommendations.
what was some of your favorite things in Squid Game?
The actors.
Yeah.
Lee Jung Jae is he's a superstar, has been for a really long time, mostly does films. So I thought Squid Game, before I really knew what it was, I thought it was a movie. And then I was like, oh my gosh, we get 9 episodes. So I knew it was going to be like an A+ project for him to be involved. But then also that this show, because it's blown up so huge, so massive, is probably going to be the biggest hit on Netflix ever, that it's made stars out of some of our K-drama actors. Wi Ha Joon as our policeman.
Oh, I was so happy. I couldn't even tell you the last drama I saw him in, but as soon as I saw him, I was like, yay.
Yeah. And also Jung Ho-yeon, who is a model, and this is her first drama.
That's ridiculous. So good. I loved her so much. She was incredible. Yeah.
I mean, how many of us just empathized with her? Like the more we got to know her character and her backstory.
Yes.
Because those first characters we saw were just deplorable. And then slowly as we got to know some of the other characters, it was like, oh man, they're in dire straits. That's why they're here.
Yeah. But
some of the other actors I loved. Shout out to Christian Lagahit, who is a Filipino actor. And he was number 276.
276? Nice.
Yes. And also Anupam Tripathi. I hope I'm getting your name somewhat close to how you pronounce it.
I have to say, Ali was probably the one that had my heart the most in the whole show. Like, through the whole show. And I've never wanted my gullibility to be, I was as gullible as Ali was during the marble game. I was like, there has to be a way for both of them to survive. And then I was just so angry. Listen, I was table flipping pissed. Yeah.
But I think that's why this show is so huge, because of these emotional connections to these characters, because this visceral reaction where you're like, you physically want to lash out in some way.
Mm-hmm. We also have to talk at some point the cameos, which were amazing. Listen, the Gongyu cameo at the beginning, I did not know about. I don't know how I did not get spoiled on it. And so when he sat down in the chair, I'm like, I recognize that jawline. No way. You, man. And so those were just amazing. And you, Marisa, of all people, had to know that the Lee Byung Jae cameo didn't do a lot for me. But it was a good one. It was still a good one.
Really like him, though.
Yeah, so, exactly. So for people who love him, it was a great one.
Yeah, again, another superstar.
Do you think he was wearing the black mask the whole time or just there at the end?
You see, that's what I was wondering, if they had a double and he was he was in a recording studio somewhere.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm curious about that. If anyone knows out there, I would love to know if Lee Byung Jae actually played the man in the black mask the whole time. I'm curious.
But the quality of the actors, and for those of you who are new to K-dramas, you don't know what superstars these actors are in Korea, and the depth of their resume, massive. So
massive.
They brought it.
And one of my other favorite things on my list here was the world of the game. And if we get a season 2, which they are kind of saying yes, but even the writer's like, this one broke me, it's going to take a minute. I want to learn more about the hows and the whys and the logistics and all of that. Like, I want to learn how this thing came to be, because it was amazing.
So for me, there were 2 things. One was the look.
Yeah.
Like the production design. What did I call it? The Hunger Games with a bubblegum sheen.
That's what it was. Hunger Games with bubblegum sheen. Yes.
Meets Black Mirror. So, but that bubblegum kids energy with the colors and the PlayStation symbols. It just, and the children's games in and of themselves, it hits you in so many different ways. It's like a lot of us played Red Light, Green Light as children.
Yeah. Marisa, I was just going to say, I wouldn't have made it out of the first game.
Oh, me neither. I would have been shaking.
I would have been shaking so hard, I would have been shot dead. Like, I was not even surviving Red Light, Green Light. Like, I wasn't even going to be in the batch that got to come back. It wasn't even happening. But
between the robot doll and her eyes tracking and that kind of weird, or the Escher staircase and those hot
Escher
colors.
Staircase was what it was for me. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
The production design just of this set, I just want to go and see it.
Oh, I know. And then the the island, like the closing of the ceiling, just oh my gosh, like just
it was
visually
amazing. The
so
world
stunning.
building of that island was phenomenal.
Yeah.
The guys in red with all the different like soldiers and all the mystery of it all, like it was amazing. Yeah.
So if you watch a lot of K-dramas, then you know that organ harvesting comes up a lot. Fated relationships, they knew each other as children, comes up a lot.
A lot.
Brothers comes up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Found family, though.
Oh, that's a big one, right?
And that was tragic in this one.
Yes. If you had to pick a favorite game, which one was the most visceral for you, Marisa?
Oh, the tug of war.
Oh, yes.
Between the strategy laid down by the old man and then seeing it work, and then is it going to fail? And then just the physicality of it. It was just, and then knowing that when they win, that 10 people are going to die like in one go. It was just like, that one had me so tense. I was like pacing around my living room a lot because
that's a great one. I think I must have blacked that one out because as soon as you said it, I was like, yes. But the one that struck me the hardest was the marble game. Because it was such a bait and switch from a story standpoint that you were just like, I hate you show so bad right now. Yeah, I was super angry about the marble game. And I really did. I really was, Ollie, where I believed that they were going to figure out a way to not have to kill each other.
I know.
And I was like, oh wait. I'm like, he's not. He's totally scamming him, but I want to believe I do so badly.
And then the twist with Hae Soo, who I've not mentioned yet, one of our favorite actors, Hae Soo's character, you're like, oh, you are as demonic and manipulative as you told us you were.
Yes, like I wanted to believe that he wasn't the piece of shit that he kind of made him. We kind of already knew.
Yeah.
I wanted to believe. Alas, no.
Oh my God, this show.
We've kind of covered the things that we love because if you guys do watch our show, you know we like to talk about quibbles. We're big on quibbles. And listen, this show was great and I really enjoyed it. But there were I did not feel that it stuck the landing for me personally. I was a little disappointed with the way they wrapped up the story.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. Marisa, I want you to attest to the fact that I called it that the old man was in on it from the beginning.
You did. I think episode 2. Yeah, actually 2. Yeah, episode 2. She did. Jen texted me and said, that old man. And then I recanted because he wet himself. And then, but I was like, there was a lot of things where I was like, But when he did show up at the end there, I was like, oh, I was right. I knew it. We've been watching K-dramas for a while now. And so I guess I was expecting maybe a bigger reveal than just I was dying and I was rich and I was bored. So I just decided to play. I was like, wait, what? Wait. Yeah. So I kind of wanted to see the machinations of how he didn't get killed in all those moments. Oh, I also, when in the marble game, when we didn't actually see him get shot, I was like, I might still be right. And so I guess I just wanted something more from that revelation than simply, Yeah, I thought about that, and then I realized, this was Song Kyun's story, Lee Jung Jae's story, and so then when I realized that and remembered that, I was like, oh yeah, I don't think we're going to get a satisfying answer, because that takes us too far off the trajectory to explain this whole mad world that was created.
Good.
So,
I mean, it's a really good point, but I guess I just wanted to be like,
still disappointed.
I don't know.
Still have questions, but I realized we weren't going to get the answers we needed there. So
my question was like, in the tug of war, so if the old man's strategy, so if Ho-yeon's strategy didn't work, he was willing to go over the cliff? Like, I wanted to see, like, there was something where, where the powers that be, like, gave a little boost to this side, like just because befriended this old man and kind of took care of him, that's why he survived. Like, there was something about that I felt was, I felt like I was wanting some sort of resolution with that, but
yeah, except that I think we were being played on so many levels.
Right.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. The VIPs. Yeah. Again, on a couple different levels. I think story-wise, I think it weighted too heavily on them. Yeah. I think we saw too much of them.
Way too much.
And it's such a trope in so many different kinds of stories from different countries in Hollywood and not, that it's kind of been played out a number of times, and there was no new information there, so I didn't know why we spent so much time with them.
And for me, I've kind of felt that the amount of times we saw them and the amount of talking that they did diminished their creepiness.
Yeah.
Like, it was if they just would have been silent and masked and watching the games, they would have been terrifying all on their own.
Right.
But they had like a running 69 joke for like half an episode. And I was just like, okay, we need to stop that. That needs to stop right now.
It's juvenile and weird.
Yeah.
If these old white men were as wealthy and powerful, it didn't ring accurate.
Yeah.
I have a question, because I'm not Korean. I don't speak Korean. I'm seeing a lot of chatter that the translations were really poor. And I know there were some things, I mean, I can order in a restaurant. I know a tiny little bit of Korean based on all, the 5 or 6 years of dramas that I've been watching, but there were some things that kind of stood out very glaringly that changed the story in a sense, or changed the relationships.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I've been studying Korean for a while, as Marisa knows. And so I picked up a few of them. I am not fluent. So there are some amazing Korean speakers that are out there that are breaking it down, and it's amazing. We'll link it below. Just from watching K-dramas as long as we have, you start to pick up on a few words. And the one that was most glaring to me was when calling the gangster Oppa.
Yeah.
And that is a term of kind of endearment, and it implies a lot of things, right? And as you watch K-dramas, you kind of understand what that is. But it kept being translated as old man. And Oppa is anything but an old man. It's older brother if you're a woman. It can be your boyfriend. It can just be an older guy kind of in your friend group. It can be a variety of different things. But to be translated as old man was really a vastly bad translation.
Right, because it's meaningful for both sides when a woman calls a man Oppa.
And then the other one that was really big for a lot of people, and I noticed it too, was when Ali called
Hae Soo,
Cho Sang-hyung. And so that's, again, it is a term of endearment with men. So like, you only call you have to be given permission to do that. Yeah. And so it is a huge thing for him to be able to call him Hyung. And so it means kind of older brother, but there's a lot of other layers to it that, unless you are Korean or have been studying Korean or have some knowledge of it and watching K-dramas for a while, and you kind of understand the subtleties of that, that's lost. And I don't even think they translated it, even attempted to translate. I think they used his name.
Yeah.
I have to say, though, my biggest quibble of them all is the way that they took out Kang Se-byuk. Yeah. The way they took her out, literally, of all the things that happened in the show, that was the one thing that it enraged me. It enraged me that in the marble game, that young girl sacrificed herself for
That's right,
girl.
Ji-young. Yeah.
Ji-young sacrificed herself for Se-byuk. And then to have her get taken out because of shrapnel from an exploding bridge?
Yeah.
Like not even in a fight, not even in a competition or where she was playing the game or nothing. Just by a random piece of shrapnel. Oh, I was pissed.
Yeah, to not give her a fighting chance when she had fought so hard the entire 8 episodes, 7 episodes.
I don't know if I was missing something in translation, but whoo, what made me so mad.
Or maybe that was the point that that there is no equity and fairness in a violent dystopian game like this.
You know, and I will take that, except why did it have to be one of only 2 women in the entire show?
3 women, but yeah. Uh-huh. Oh,
just it just made me crazy. It just, I was just like, come on, K-dramas, let's start treating our women a little bit better. Come on, I'm
kidding. If this is your first K-drama, where have you been? Because welcome. Welcome. On Netflix, there's some big ones that you need to check out, like Sweet Home.
Oh, absolutely.
I think definitely in terms of if you're looking for another dystopian world, if you're looking for another group of people desperately trying to survive.
Yes.
With monsters, that's a, Sweet Home.
Also, I just have to go with the original K-drama, Netflix K-drama, Kingdom. Kingdom is zombies, and it is also a testament to hunger, right? It is about the elite and the poor, right? And it's the battle and how they all, with the zombie apocalypse, everybody becomes equal. And so it's just so well done. It's so well done.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's got Bayduna.
And Bayduna, and Ju Ji-yoon. So very similarly, it's got a social commentary through line that we can all relate to, that there is a 1% controlling at the literally whether the rest of us survive. So if you really liked Lee Jung Jae, who played our main guy, Song-yeon, then I would recommend Along with the Gods, 1 and 2. So those are 2 films that are just epic and fantastical. And yes, it's a series of trials that, our lead has to go through in the afterlife, and Lee Jung Jae plays a god. So it's very highly recommend those 2 films.
So good. Yeah. Absolutely.
If you're looking for a K-drama that is strong on story and is kind of murderous, then on Netflix, you can find a drama called Beyond Evil.
And again, I think it's got those really intense performances that we saw in Squid Game, for sure. And the world building in Beyond Evil, while not dystopian, really amazing in this small town where murder occurs.
Yeah, it's the best of K-dramas in terms of actors and characters. And so if that's what really drives you towards a drama or towards a show, then that's a good one. And then I will say Hellbound is coming up in November with Lee Jung Jae, who again, superstar.
And Gong Yoo has The Silent Sea coming out on Netflix as well.
That's right.
Get ready for that one too. That one's going to be huge.
Yeah. So if that slapping around did something for you.
Yeah. All right, you guys. So those are our thoughts on what's quickly becoming Netflix #1 drama across the globe. It's so exciting. So if you want to hear us talk about them live and kind of jump in the conversation with us, we do a live K-drama hangout on Sundays, and that's coming up. So go ahead and join us on Sundays at 11 o'clock Pacific time.
Thank you for being a part of this chat. We love talking about Squid Game. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. It really helps us out.
We'll see you next time. Bye.